Our sixth contestant is Jeff Rigler. Game ball moments, Jeff Rigler.
Mr. Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters and guest, I'm hanging upside down in my son's bedroom. Why, you ask, am I hanging upside down in my son's bedroom? I'm on one of those tables from heaven, you know, those inversion tables that stretch out your back. I'm hanging upside down in my son's bedroom. And why my son's bedroom? Because Ryan is away at college. And I've learned that that's what good parents do. When your kids go off to college, you reclaim that territory back for yourselves again. So I've set up shop in my son's bedroom. I'm going upside down each day for weeks now, and I'm facing the trophy shelf. And I'm looking at the awards, the trophies, the Pinewood Derby cars that we made. But this one day, a baseball catches my eye. And it's not just any baseball, it's a game ball. You know the difference between a game ball and a trophy. A winning team, all of the players would get that trophy. But a game ball is usually reserved for that one person who had an outstanding contribution. And as I looked at this game ball, I could not remember what that outstanding contribution was. It's even got my handwriting on it, but I still can't remember what it was. But I begin to think, I have a game ball myself. And so I went down into the basement, I rummaged around my old trophy box, and I pull out my very own game ball. Had a lot more cobwebs on it than his did. It's more than 35 years old. And though the ink from my coaches and my teammates' signatures may be barely visible, how I won this game ball is vividly etched in my mind. I remember it was the championship game. I was in right field. It was the ninth inning, bases loaded, 2 outs. If they scored, we could lose the game. I remember the pitch, the swing, the hit. It's a line drive coming right at me. And I remember lunging for this ball with everything that I had, diving for the catch, rolling and coming up with ball and glove in the air. Have you ever had one of those moments like in the movies where everything then is in slow motion? That was me. I see the coaches launching out of the dugout, cheering, and I see my teammates doing this. I don't know why they were doing this. Maybe this is what we do in the 80s, but they were doing this in slow motion. They were celebrating me, and it felt so good. Even though it was more than 35 years ago, it's one of the best moments of my life. But yet I'm looking at my son's game ball, and I can't remember why he got his. So I call him. I said, Ryan, I've got your game ball here. Can you tell me how you got this? He says, oh yeah, Dad, I remember that game. I caught a pop fly and I ended up turning a double play and I got all 3 outs for us to win the game. The coaches and the teammates, they celebrated me. And I thought, wow, he remembered why he got that game ball. So I thought, why are these game ball moments so powerful? I mean, was it the game itself? I mean, folks, it wasn't the World Series, it was Little League. Was it the catch? Or was it something else altogether? Was it the fact that people were there to celebrate me and celebrate with me for something that I contributed to the win? And when I thought about that, I could have caught that ball. I could have come up with ball and glove in the air, game won, no cheering, just game over. And I guarantee you that moment would have been probably forgotten because I wouldn't have had anyone there to be there for me, to celebrate me and my contribution. So I thought, how can I create today game ball moments for others? Recently, we celebrated International Women's Day at work, and we were asked to think of women who have inspired us in our lives. And I thought of Michelle, one of my first bosses early in my career. I hadn't spoken with her for years, but I sent her a note to let her know that when I was asked to think of a woman who've inspired me, I thought of you, Michelle, and here's why. Even though, in spite of all my mistakes and that I was a newbie early in my career, you believed in me. You gave me opportunities to stretch and grow beyond my capabilities, and I'm a better person because of you, and I want you to know that. I hadn't spoken to her for years. I didn't know how she'd receive it, but her note surprised me. She said, Jeff, I cannot begin to tell you what your note means to me. It comes at the most opportune time, and I'm so very touched. Thank you for taking the time to write such an inspiring note. What a team we had. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know why it was an opportune time for the note, but I do know that it touched her and it made her happy. It cost me nothing. It took minutes to write. I celebrated her impact on my life, and I gave her a game ball moment. I thought of Sam. Sam was a Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster in our club, and he announced that he was going to be leaving, moving away. Sam is a young, talented speaker who has touched us with so many of his speeches, and I thought, here is a game ball moment opportunity. So I prepared, on his last meeting, I prepared a speech dedicated to him, to celebrate him and what he has done for us. And at the end of the speech, I look over and Sam's crying, and I thought, Sam, was it that bad? Sam later emailed me that afternoon and said, Jeff, I've been thinking a lot about your speech. I don't know what it was that made me have this outpouring of emotion. I barely even cried when Bambi's mom died. So you can imagine my surprise when I'm crying in front of 30 people. Maybe it was because you took the time and energy to research and watch all of my past speeches and how those speeches touched your life that touched me. But it was one of the nicest acts of kindness I've ever been shown. Your words, I won't forget the power of them. Folks, we have game ball moments around us every single day. I encourage you, slow down, take the time to look for opportunities, to let people know they matter, they make a difference. I never realized that going upside down in my son's room would give me a different perspective coming outside of it. Let's be there for others and create game ball moments. Mr. Contest Master.